as already I have said about systems. Okay, they systems like competency mapping, manpower planning, recruitment, performance appraisal, career planning and succession, induction, integration, etc. Okay, so all are the systems. And HRD competencies. So what were the HRD competencies? HRD audit attempts to assess the competence of various personnel through knowledge testing, attitudes and values testing, 360 degrees assessment. 360 degrees is nothing but performance assessment, HRD function assessment and assessment centers. So this covers the competency levels of the HRD department, line managers, top management, union representatives and the HRD staff. See, HRD competencies means competencies regarding the knowledge. Competencies is nothing but the potentialities or the capabilities of a person. Okay, they will analyze the competencies and potentialities of an employee who is working in the organization, and through personal testing. Personal testing means by knowledge testing, the value testing, attitudes testing, okay, performance testing, okay, and by having assessment centers. Each and every organizations will have employee assessment centers. Okay, in that assessment centers they will test the knowledge, capabilities, skills, attitudes, values of the employee. And here they will not only assess the competencies of not only the employees, lower level employees, but also top level, lower level, middle level managers, union representatives, HRD staff, all will be assessed here. Okay, it also covers professional preparation of HRD managers and the competency levels of the HRD department. So out and out, all the departments, all the levels of management will be involved in the assessment of competencies. Okay, so the audit therefore helps discover the areas of the strength as well as the developmental areas, thereby strengthening the HR effectiveness in the organization. The basic element why we are doing the assessment is in order to know the strengths and weaknesses of the organization, and ultimately converting those weaknesses into the developmental programs or strengthening the weaknesses. So the basic concept is that of the auditing. So here finally we will discover the areas and we will give a developmental programs for the effectiveness of the organization. And coming to HRD structure means, while appropriate structure is required to manage the function given the importance and complexity, common occurrence is indiscriminate expansion of the system due to lack of review and streamlining. The audit attempts to evaluate the appropriateness of the structure, value addition in terms of competencies and role performed, and the extent of support to the business strategy. See, first of all, structure in the sense I have said, structure has roles, responsibilities, okay, levels, okay, all this can be seen in the structure. So if the structure is not in a proper way, discrimination has been seen. So this all will be lead to reviewing and streamlining the whole concept of HRD growth. Okay, so structure means it has to evaluate the appropriateness of the structure, value addition in terms of competencies, role performed and the extent of support to the business strategy. It has given task structure, role relationship, manpower, competence, infrastructure, facilities, organizational processes. All this comes under the HRD structure, which plays an important role, okay, in order to conduct the HRD audit. So in each and every area, the main attempt is to know the current status, current strengths and weaknesses, what were the cost effectiveness all these elements can be assessed for the future business plans, okay, in order to apply in future, in order to know how would be the future after 3 to 4 years or after 10 years. So an assessment will be made regarding the current status regarding all these factors, okay. So this is related to the structure means all this comes under the structure. So in each and every structure we will observe the auditor will assess regarding the objective of that structure, how well it is structured, and to what extent that particular structure is understood to the employees and the management, okay, and how well the structure is implemented in the organization. Does it meet any organizational needs? That particular structure did meet any organizational needs? All these points will be assessed by the auditor, okay. In the same way, competencies also, what were the goals of that particular competency? Do the goals were achieved? Do the goals were implemented? So what is the structure for that competency? What were the mechanisms of that competency analyzation, and to what extent the competencies were implemented? Who were benefited by that competencies, okay. How much organization is benefited through that competencies? So like this, the implementation, organizational needs, all will be assessed in all these areas. So this will be the questions regarding each and every area, from starting the objectives or the goal of that particular area. So what is the goal of structure, like or else um, the goal of the style, or else the goal of the competencies, and how much they were implemented, to what extent they were implemented, whatever the organizational needs regarding these areas. So all these will be analyzed and assessed by the HR auditor. And coming to HRD styles, the effectiveness of various HRD systems and the extent to which they are likely to get the desired results depend upon the style of the top management, okay. And HRD audit has to take into consideration the styles of the top management and whether or not they are congruent with the HRD philosophy. So Indian managers have been found to be exhibit three styles: benevolent, critical, and developmental styles. While the developmental style is most congruent with HRD philosophy, other styles may have to be used occasionally depending on the situation, person, and nature of the issue. While a developmental and empowering philosophy should constitute the core of the styles, effective use of other styles may be needed to run the system or its subsystems. Finally, we can say that styles are nothing but the managerial styles or the leadership styles that are adopted by the organizations depending upon their culture and values, okay. Basically, in nowadays, each and every country is adopting a developmental style of leadership. They are giving more important to the development of the organization, and at the same time development of the employee in the organization also, okay. So it empowers both organization and at the same time the individuals working in the organization also. So we have to the auditor have to know that what style is basically the top management is following, and what should be, for example, now they are following bureaucratic or benevolent type of leadership, okay. Then the auditor may suggest that the present bureaucratic type of leadership is not good for the health of the organization. Then he may suggest that go for developmental leadership style, or go for democratic leadership style, okay, for the development of the organization and at the same time employee also, like that. For that, he will have an assessment questions also regarding that HRD style. Like they will assess the business knowledge of the employees or business knowledge of the leaders, the leadership styles or the leaders who are working in the organizations. What is their strategic levels of thinking? That means the analytical ability, or the quality sensitivity, okay, or to how can they anticipate the alternative ways of solving the problems, do they have that potentiality, or the functional excellence, okay, and or else do they have any execution skills, personal skills, they do they have any personal credibility, okay. So all these will be assessed and analyzed by the auditors, okay. At the end of the day, they will come to a report, and they will suggest which are helpful for the organization. They will suggest some leadership styles that would be helpful for the organizations, okay. So these are the styles of the HRD audit. And coming to HRD cultures and values. So HRD audit also attempts to study the extent to which the organization has octopus values. Okay, so octopus values, in the sense, this is an acronym for openness, collaboration, trust, authenticity, proaction, autonomy, confrontation, and experimentation. So all these are known as cultural values. If at all these cultural values were followed by the organization, means the auditor will assess all these, okay. Each and every aspect will be assessed by the auditor in the form of, like, what is the objective, to what level or to what extent this objective is reached to the employees in the organization. Are they positively reacted to that cultural values? How much importance is the organization is given to that cultural values? Whom are benefited? Do the organizations benefited? Do the employee benefited? Okay, so how well it could be executed in future, okay. So likewise, in each and every aspect, the auditor will assess all these octopus values. So octopus is nothing but the openness, collaboration, how much collaboration is there. For example, collaboration in the sense, if at all they are conducting any experiments in the organizations, are they involving the employees in that? Are they giving freedom for the employees to work on that particular experiments, okay. So collaboration with the employees is there or not, like that. They will frame a questionnaire regarding that collaboration aspect, and they will assess the conditions of the organization. They will assess the performance level regarding the collaboration of the particular organization, both on the sides of organization and the employee also. Likewise, trust also. Do the employees trust the organization? Do the organizations trust the employees? To what extent they trust? First of all, what is the objective of that trust, okay. Likewise, what were the mechanisms that were followed by the organizations in order to get a trust to the employees who are working in the organization, okay. Likewise, the proaction, taking proactively, being proactively in times of any problems arising in the organization, within the environment or outside the environment, like that, okay. So all these aspects will be assessed by the HRD auditor. How well are these cultural values implementing in the organization? Are they really implementing in the organization, or just they were in the documentation form only? Do the policies and procedures were implemented properly in culture and values, okay. Do they have any objective relating to these cultural values? Do the organization keep any one of these values as their value, as their culture in the organization? If at all they are following any one of these values, means how well they are executing, how well they are implementing. Do the employees benefited by this cultural values, okay. So all this will be conducted, and they will do all these areas, okay. All the systems, strategies, styles, cultures, values, all these will be analyzed through different methodology, as I said before, like by interviewing, by surveying, through questionnaires, okay, by observation, biannual reports, manuals, by all these things, through all these aspects, the HRD auditor comes to know about the condition or the performance level of the organization. Okay, through different methodology, they will try to know about, they will try to assess the organization's performance. In all these areas, the auditor will check on all the uh, how is the performance planning, or they will see the review discussions. Okay, they will see the functional journals regarding the organization, they will see the newspapers and magazines of business regarding the organization. They will visit the outside people. Outside people are nothing but the suppliers, customers of the organization. They will collect the data regarding the organization. Okay, and they will conduct the in-house and out-house meetings. They will read the books regarding those, they will collect information from the internet. Okay, all these will be done, project reports will be seen. Okay, the manual reports will be seen. Okay, and all these will be done in the said forms like interviews, observation, secondary data, questionnaire method, all will followed by the auditor. Okay, by assessing in the all these forms, by taking all the concepts into consideration, finally the performance of the organization can be given in the form of a report to the top level management. Okay, by the auditor. The auditor may be internal auditor or the external auditor. Okay, this is up to the areas of HRD audit. Okay, which is done by the auditor.